well, let's talk about field training. One of the most important elements in your business to be able to evaluate effectively is your effectiveness in an organization in terms of field training. Reason field training is really important is because it easily allows you to accomplish two of the most important elements of the business simultaneously. The first one being that you're working on the transfer of skills, meaning you're teaching a brand new person how to do the business effectively in real time. Not in a classroom setting, but in the actual environment in which they're going to be performing in their business. That's number one. Number two is you're going to be working in what we call a warm market, which is the most effective market for you to be in, to be able to help clients meet their needs, but also for you to be able to transact business, a good quality of business, which is very important in the type of industry that we exist in. So in field training, you get to do those two things. Now, there's always natural resistance to field training from brand new associates because they don't understand the reason why we're actually field training, why we're using a warm market, why don't they go out with us on appointments and use our appointments, and that's actually something that I'm going to cover later on. But what I wanted to first establish is that if you're focusing your organization on field training, you understand that in order for you to have people to field train, you have to go out and recruit people. One of the things that happens in this business is people get in a white hot frenzy about recruiting. You hear people talking about recruiting numbers and double digit recruiting, and all of those things are important. You have to double digit recruit at some point in your business if you're going to build something or you're going to have an explosion in your organization. But if you're recruiting people, and let's say you recruit 10 people in June, and we're in the middle of July, and I say to you, out of the 10 people that you recruited in June, how many of those people have been out on field training appointments, and you either don't know the answer to that, or the answer is like, well, maybe one or two. Well, you didn't really recruit 10 people in June. You got 10 people to join your business, to sign up, to do IBAs and $99, but you really didn't recruit a person. For me, by definition, a recruit is a person who you have recruited and they have already gone out and they have gotten their first recruit, okay? And that person is also actively involved in learning how to do the business effectively, so that that person will have a long-lasting and measurable effect on both your business production and the health of your environment. If a person that you have gotten on board in June isn't doing any of those things, then you really don't have a recruit. So the person's got to go out and get a recruit to be considered a recruit, and they also have to be actively involved in helping build a better environment in your organization just through their association, and it should be measurable through your environment and through your production. Okay, so our focus needs to be how can we be an effective, not recruiting organization. We have to figure out how we're going to be an effective field training organization. So first thing that I want to cover is the importance of being organized to get a brand new associate out into the field effectively, with them having as much willingness and understanding of the process as possible, and offering you as little resistance about going out there and actually doing that. The reason why I call it the transfer of skill is because when a person comes on board Primerica, most people have come from a background that has nothing to do with finances. Let's say that you're a supervisor at UPS, the post office, or wherever, or a school teacher. Understand that your warm market, the people closest to you, they know you as that. They know you as Bob the school teacher, or Marcia the construction worker, whatever it is that you're doing, or the dental hygienist. They know you as that. So with your, what we call your hot market, when you talk to those people about having you come over and do finances with them, they don't want any part of that. They know you too well, and either they know that you don't know anything about finances, you might have gone to a weekend course or something like that, what we call a fast start school, and they're not willing to trust their financial health with that. Also, people who are very close to you, they may not want you all involved in their business. So if your plan is to come in and get trained, get licensed, and then go out and see the people closest to you, meaning your brother, your sister, your cousin, your best friends from high school, people that you hang out with on a weekend and things like that, you're going to have either no success in that market or limited success. The only thing that you're bringing to the table with that market is what we call credibility. They know you, they like you, they trust you. Okay, we're going to set that aside, credibility, because we're going to be able to use that later on. Okay? But those people still need help, and they want help. That's why field training is so effective. go back to our set aside, the credibility that you have with those people. If you were to call your best friend and say, hey Bob, I want to introduce you to Tiffany Thorne. Tiffany Thorne is a financial services person. She came in and she helped me and my wife and helped us to get our finances in order. And she impressed me so much that I'm actually training with her company now, thinking about getting my license and learning how to do this business. I wanted to share the concept with you just so that you could tell me what you think. Now, just based on your credibility with the person, if you know them well enough, they're going to say, oh yeah, by all means, of course. They're going to have a natural curiosity about what you're involved with in life right now. And you're going to have, it's going to be a very easy path for you to get in, to get that appointment. So you take Tiffany Thorne, a professional, okay, that we've gotten a professional in to see your friend because of your set aside, your credibility. And as a brand new associate, that's what that person's bringing to the table. They're bringing their credibility. What does Tiffany Thorne bring in? She brings in the expertise of a financial services expert. How do we know that? Because you told them that because of your credibility. So we have the credibility of the new recruit. We have the expertise of the field trainer. We're going to mesh those two things together, and we're going to work your warm market effectively. Now, you're using the names in your warm market to get trained, okay, so that you can learn how to do the business. But as if that was not enough, there's some direct benefits in addition to training that you're going to get. The first one, let me state, is training, which is you're going to get experience through exposure. By going out into the field, you're going to learn how to do the business effectively. That's the first thing. Number two, you're going to learn how to get referrals from this market. So Tiffany, the expert, is going to show you how to naturally expand your warm market by getting referrals, okay? Next thing that's going to happen is you're going to have business expansion. Tiffany, the expert, is going to recruit some of the people in your market. Some of your friends will want to do business with you so that she starts to grow your business for you. And the next benefit that potentially could happen is if you do field training the right way, you could get pre-promoted to a higher level. If you're doing things the right way, if you're being coachable and following the basic instructions that your field trainer is giving you, and you also have an opportunity to participate in the fast track bonus, again, if you're doing the things that your field trainer is instructing you to do in a business effectively, okay? So those things are basically the selling points that you share with a brand new person about why they want to use their warm market to get field trained. The other thing that I do is I let them know that there's no way in the world that they're going to be able to use their market. I emphasize this point. I know I covered it briefly, but I let them know these people know you too well. They're really not going to trust you with their finances, and I'll give them this example. What's the name of your best friend? And they say, Jim. What does Jim do for a living? Jim, he supervises at McDonald's. Okay, Jim gave you a call out of the blue and told you that he wanted to come and talk to you about getting involved in mutual funds, life insurance, and things like that, and basically he wants to show you how to set up a financial plan. What's going to be your basic feeling about that? Most people are going to say, well, Jim's my friend, he's a good guy, but I really don't think that he knows anything about that to be able to help me effectively. Heck, he's in trouble financially. So what do you think they're going to think about you when you call them and you try to tell them that you want to come in and talk to them about getting involved in finance, financial services, or you sit there with them, giving them a presentation on? They're going to feel basically the same way. So I sell them on that idea, okay? Now, let's talk about the benefits that the field trainer gets from taking out a brand new associate and field training them. Well, there's nothing better than recruiting, like I said, 10 people in June, and in the first week of July, after you've done all the things that you've got to do in person, meaning how to get started, making sure that you get them set up and understanding the concept of going to school and to pursue their license. There's nothing better than having 5 of those people calling you throughout the week saying, hey, I've got an appointment Tuesday night at 7:30 with my Uncle Jimmy. Having another one calling you saying, hey, can we do something today around 12:30? Because I just found out that my best friend Mary and her husband are on vacation and they'd like for us to come by and see them at 12:30. They're really curious about what I'm going to be doing. If you're a field trainer, getting those phone calls, that is the best possible thing that you can have happening in this business, because you're working in somebody's warm market. Like I said, you're going to be working in a warm market that's open and receptive to the things that you have to say, because you're using that brand new associate's set aside. Remember, that's their credibility. And you're going to go in and you're going to help those families. The benefit to you is that you're working your license in a warm market, number one. Number two, You're transferring the skills that you have developed into this in this business to somebody that you're grooming to build a successful business here in primary. And that's how you sell the idea of field training.